PPP loan came back to bite me in the ass, y'all. These folks want me to pay them so much money and to think that I thought I was actually doing something right. You know how you be out here and you be trying to figure out, what your next move gonna be and how you gonna make it happen. And then when something like that comes along, it kind of puts you in a trance like, damn, this is actually something that I could actually get. Now keep in mind, I do have a business, and I guess the person who did my paperwork kind of screwed up. And man, I'm put in a position where I either have to pay a lot of money or I could be going away for a while. And I never wanted that to be the case, Man, that PPP loan was something, man. It was like a breakthrough for you, when you were struggling and not knowing the outcome. So anybody who think that they got away with that shit, you didn't get away, man. We make terrible decisions, man, when the storm come. So when the sun come back out, we screwed, man. Y'all share this post. Follow me for updates.
If y'all got them PPP loans, y'all better get y'all ass off of TikTok. They rounding them motherfuckers up again. They done arrested 5 of them, 4 of them out of Houston, another one out of Louisiana. Y'all went out there and scammed them people out of their good goddamn money and thought they wasn't finna come for y'all asses. They got something to tell y'all. They had y'all fooled, huh? Bamboozled like a motherfucker. Oh yeah, don't worry about it. You don't have to pay it back. We're gonna cancel all that. Don't worry. You have nothing to worry about. Then boom, here come the indictments. Yep, y'all all up in the comments wanting to argue again. That's not true. You don't know what you talking about. You just hating. You mad cause you didn't get it? You just hating. And I am. Because I have legitimate businesses, but I didn't fool with them people motherfucking money. Because I don't have employees. I have contractors. Like Lil Boosie's daughter used to say, I told y'all niggas. Yeah, they told y'all didn't have to pay that shit back, you're right. But that don't mean they wasn't gonna prosecute y'all funky asses.
Why I'm going to jail? If I tell y'all one more time why I'm going to jail, I did fucking fraud. That's why I'm going to jail. Don't ask me no more. Y'all probably trying to screen record me.
A lot of y'all did them PPP loans and y'all got caught, or y'all have to pay a fine, or y'all had to do time. And somebody turned y'all in that was close to y'all. Let's talk about it. A lot of y'all probably don't know this, but it's a website. Y'all can look up people's names, y'all can look up their business, and y'all can see how much money they got from the PPP loan. If y'all know it wasn't legit, a lot of those people was turning them folks in. And if those folks came after them and prosecuted them, those people that was close to them that turned them in got a reward. But a lot of y'all got caught because y'all ran your mouth too much. Y'all can't hold a secret. It's okay to hold some secrets. You don't got to tell your spouse everything. You don't got to tell your family everything, your mom and daddy, your best friend. Sometimes it's good to be secretive. When y'all be looking at them crime shows, who normally done did it? Yes, the person that was closest to them. Someone they knew. Y'all have horror stories of family and friends saying how people in the back, who was it normally from? It wasn't that enemy that they already knew. It was somebody that was close to them. They didn't even see it coming. It was somebody right up under their nose. Stop running your mouth so much because you never know who's listening. That's why people be knowing too much about you.
Pandemic scammers, y'all might want to lay low for a little while because the government is really gearing up to do something. House passes bill to recover billions lost to pandemic fraud, reckless spending. House lawmakers on Tuesday voted to pass a measure which would help the federal government recover billions of dollars lost to fraudsters during the pandemic. The Pandemic Unemployment Fraud Enforcement Act would extend the statute of limitations on pandemic-era fraud cases to 10 years. So basically, if you thought you could just wait it out until the statute of limitations ran up, no, they were 2 steps ahead of you. The extension would provide critical time to investigate and prosecute fraudsters, ensuring those who defrauded the government of federal relief funds can still be prosecuted. I just hope this is for the corporate people who did it and the little nobodies, and not just the little nobodies. Now, it's only been approved by the House. It still has to go to the Senate, and they have to vote on it, but it does have bipartisan support, so who knows what's going to happen. But yeah, all of y'all that was living it up during the pandemic and y'all were getting t-shirts made, and having PPP parties. Y'all need to go and delete all those Instagram posts. Delete the whole Facebook, all of you unemployment texts, delete everything. Y'all was making up them fake ass LLCs. I think it's a done deal. To the state of Florida, y'all should try to maybe secede from the nation, because y'all really lost y'all minds. They might have a special task force just for y'all. But yeah, may the odds be in your favor.
Hello. Your goals and your dreams survive off of three things: you being patient, you being possessive, and you always being prepared. What's for you is always going to be for you. I don't care about the simulation. I don't care about the universe. I don't care that Mercury got micro braids. I don't care about none of that. What is for you is always going to be for you. You just got to make sure that you're patient. You got to make sure that you're taking possession over what you have. And you got to make sure that you're always prepared. In 2017, Lizzo released a song called The Truth Hurts, right? It flopped. Didn't do well. She said she felt like quitting music after that because she felt like she put a lot into her art and she wasn't reaping any benefits. In 2019, that same song from 2017 blew up. 2 years of patience led her right to what she wanted, everything that she could ask for. Became a star. The song was in a Netflix movie and everything. All because she was patient for those 2 years. The movie Rocky was actually written by Rocky. It was written by Sylvester Stallone. He kept trying to pitch it. He was pitching it all to these different movie studios. And they all said, listen, we'll take the movie, but we don't want you in it. We don't want you to be the star of the movie. He said, no, that's the only way I'm giving you the movie. Is if I'm the star, I got to be the star. If not, then I'm taking my movie back. He could have gave it to them. He could have just took the money and let them take it from him, and they could have found another star. But now you can't even picture the movie Rocky without Sylvester Stallone in it. He kept it. He was possessive over his dreams and his goals. Now, you got to be prepared. There's a fighter by the name of Michael Bisping, right? He took a 17-day notice fight. If you're a fighter or you even know anything about fighting, you know how crazy 17-day notice is. It's even crazier that it was a title fight. And he was fighting a man that already beat him before. But because he was always prepared, he was always in shape, he said, yeah, I'm going to take that fight. He took that fight and beat the dude that beat him and became UFC middleweight champion of the world. All because he was always prepared. All I'm saying is make sure that you stay patient. Make sure that you're possessive over your dreams. You're possessive over your goals. And you're always prepared. Because when the moment comes, you want to be ready. You don't want to have to be like, oh, give me a chance. No. You need to be ready as soon as that chance comes. Because it might not come again. Anyways, I hope y'all have a nice day. I'll see you tomorrow. I love you. Stay out of trouble.
We now know multiple officers are being investigated for the same PPP scam we asked about weeks ago. DC Police just told me MPD's Internal Affairs Division is currently investigating allegations involving several members related to fraudulent PPP loans. No member connected to these current investigations has been terminated. In March, former MPD officer Kaylin Fields pled guilty to wire fraud after stealing $35,000 in COVID assistance loans from the federal government. She'll be sentenced later this year and faces up to 20 years in prison. Last year, Owen Grigsby, a former MPD patrol officer, pled guilty to filing false and misleading information in order to fraudulently obtain economic injury disaster loans and paycheck protection program loans. He was sentenced to 2 years of probation and has already paid back more than $41,000. I asked if any officers have been taken off the street during the investigation. My sources say it could be dozens of officers sitting at a desk job right now. So far, DC Police won't confirm or deny if that is happening.
So guys, they have a hairstylist that was talking about how she got caught up and went to jail for the PPP loan, okay? And before I get into her story, let me say this real fast, because I noticed that when we make videos about the PPP loan, people get in the comments and say, oh, y'all act like y'all want to see somebody go to jail. Two things, okay, I would never wish on nobody. And that's jail, okay, and the D word, all right? So that's not it. What TikTok do is, when you kind of go viral about something you were talking about, that kind of content still come back up and they'll show it to you, what's the latest or whatever the case may be. So just like we talk about a lot of stuff, we that's what we do on TikTok. We have uncomfortable conversations sometimes. So no, nobody's wishing anything. You know, I'm just kind of giving people heads up. Is it anything you can do about the PPP loan and getting caught up? No, because when you deal with that type of money and they find out, it's nothing you can do. They're coming, okay, to knock on your door. Just hope and pray that it's not your time or your day will never ever come. I don't wish that on anybody. But when these people sit down and tell their stories, I guess they just want people to know they moving slow, but they still are come. You know, they still coming. And that's not for everybody. It's nowhere in the world they're going to be able to catch all those people. But for me, with the PPP loan, no, I never done it. I didn't want to have anything to do with it. Yes, I saw people spending thousands and thousands of dollars, even with unemployment. I just didn't want to have anything to do with it because I don't want anything over my head that I have to come back later on and then, you know, have to deal with. You know, these people come back years later. So no, I thank God that I didn't do it. And y'all cannot get mad because we are happy that we did not have to even touch this money or have anything to do with what's going on. So yes, I'm gonna continue sharing the stories because every other month somebody is going down for this. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, her story was that she just ended up passing somebody information to a person that was way bigger than her that they was already watching. And she got caught up in the mix of this big old group going to jail. So she did something that was so small and got herself caught up in the middle. And she was also pregnant. But she do hair, guys. You know what I'm saying? She's a beautiful girl. But just how something you did so small got you caught up in something so big. So you have to be careful. And I know people like, oh, they forgive this, they forgive that. If you know that you did not have 10 employees, okay, you making up a fake business, that still is not right. So they'll forgive it if it's real. So yeah, I just wanted to give y'all the updates because people are still getting themselves, you know, in trouble dealing with the PPP loan, you know, so y'all be careful. You know, it's still stories out there. So they may be moving slow, and I pray and hope that everybody get away, but that's not the case. We have to keep it real. Hugs and love. Y'all be blessed, J-Lo. Mwah.
I don't know what side of TikTok y'all are on, but I'm on the side where they're talking about federal sentencing for fraud due to the PPP loans during the pandemic, grants, all type of business loans. And this young lady's story, she was doing this countdown, like, 30 days, sharing her story, how she ended up in the situation. She ended up getting sentenced to 9.5 years, so almost 10 years. They do it by months, so it's like 120 months is what she got. 114, I think. And I am just on this lady's page watching her story, talking about her really preparing her life to spend almost 10 years behind bars. And she has very, very young children. Like, her youngest child is like 8 months old. And of course, there's a lot of mixed reactions to this. And she has other kids older, but the youngest was 8 months. But as someone whose parents have been locked up for an extended amount of time, there is a toll that is going to take on your kids. Not just you being in the system and away from your children. It's also the children not having their parent and having to trust other people to raise your children. It's just not a good place that you want to be in. And I'm just hopeful that when she gets out, her kids are going to be able to understand and possibly forgive her, because there's a lot that you miss during those moments. And it's so hard as the child to understand why the parent did what they did. She's taking accountability, so it's not like I can rag on her too much. Like, she understood, but I don't know if people don't understand, like, these type of fraud crimes when it comes to money, the government, taxes, these people are not playing. They will come after you. Like, you get away with it for however long, then they're going to be calling. She's explained that, she met this other girl, and the girl basically sold her out, ratted her out. Like, that's just what it is. Everybody's going to save their own ass when it comes to federal time. So it's a very sad situation, but she was talking about she helped over 700 people. I'm like, oh, baby, they had to bring you in. There's no way you are facilitating and helping 700 people get public loans and just think like, all right, whatever. I don't think she thought it was going to be like 10 years, but like they just don't give a fuck. And you helped that many people get money, some legit, some not. Like she's gonna have to sit down and do that time. But I just can't imagine like packing up my life to do time. There was another girl she did end up doing 3 months, but they sentenced her to 24 months. But like, I think I would just break down.
The needs and the standards, because taxpayers that really needed the money that actually paid into the system were the ones that was left out in the cold, and the ones that was finessing and they was out here buying Lambos and apparently $10,000 Cartier watches and stuff like that. They were the ones that was out here finessing. You know what? I think I'm gonna buy me a Cartier. That's one of the watches that I think I might have to get. That's not even a watch that like was on my radar per se. It's not a watch that, depending on which model you get, it doesn't necessarily appreciate over time, but it does relatively hold its value. But it's just it's a nice watch. Not the ones that's bust down, not all of that nonsense, but the ones that are really nice with the leather band and all of that stuff. We're gonna get there. I'll figure that out. But the point that I'm making is that it was designated for people that really needed it. But I'm telling you, I've seen every person from the local barber to the dude that was out here finessing, and next thing you know, that was out here running it up. The one thing about the Trump administration is that this is truly right-sizing the government and a great reset. And once I seen Biden, even Biden at that time, and he basically extended the range or the amount of time, because you don't want things to expire beyond the statute of limitations. He extended the range to which they can investigate and basically claw back the money and hold people accountable for it. I knew it was over. And so now you still see people that's out here acting like everything is cool. They got 5-6 more years before they come and get you, big dog. And now, you know what I'm saying, he's sitting there with that ankle monitor on, snitching on everybody, saying that they can listen to him and they can contact him, and it's uncomfortable. And he's facing 10 to 20 years in prison? Nah, never. Never. It was nothing that I was ever going to be going through that would cause for me to put my freedom on the line with bank fraud and wire fraud and all of that. Now you're talking to a court-appointed lawyer that probably got slip-on shoes and is telling you to take a plea deal for 10 years? Nope. And you got to pay the money back? Nope. No. I will pay any amount of money to keep my freedom, and I am not going to jail, especially for no finesse. That was a setup from the beginning for most of y'all. It was designed for small business owners, and they basically cut the red tape so that they can expedite the process and give people their funds. But I seen that as a finesse. If you was any kind of real hustler, let's say that you didn't qualify for it and you wasn't supposed to get it. If you was a hustler and you couldn't see that coming a mile away and that finesse, boy, I got a bridge to sell you. I got a bridge to sell you over in Nevada or Arizona, or wherever it is that you want to rock out with. The point is that a lot of people took this stuff out, and now they got to pay the price for it, and was it worth it? I warned people. I said, man, don't do it. Don't do it. Now they got to look over their shoulder every day because they could possibly be facing 20 years. Let me know what y'all think inside of the comments again. Always like to give credit to the content creators, so I'm going to link back in the description. Make sure y'all tap into the Patreon. Link is in the description as well as pinned to the top of the chat. I love y'all. I appreciate y'all. I can't wait to read y'all comments.
Story time about how I went to prison for getting a goddamn PPP loan. Okay, so I'm just going to start from the beginning when I got indicted. It was March 15, 2023. Me and my husband had just left from going out to eat because my son recently had like a kidney surgery or whatever, and we had been in the house. We've kind of been stressing and whatever. We sitting in the car chilling, and a car pull up, and my husband like, who the fuck this is pulling up in my yard? I'm like, I don't know. Shit, you know how they be tripping. You know, them young niggas be paranoid. I look at my husband, he look at me. Shit just started getting weird. Okay, then after that, they come to my door and they give me a piece of paper. They say, oh, you just got a PPP loan. You just gonna have to pay it back. I opened up the goddamn envelope and it say, Samarian Kingston versus the United States of America. I could have lost my motherfucking mind. Mind you, I have a real business. I'm a hairstylist, so all I do is go to work and go to fuck home. So I'm like, what the fuck? That was literally like the worst day of my fucking life because I was so scared and I didn't know what to do. And then me, like, I always try to do the right thing and, like, you know, not get into any trouble, and I got in fucking trouble. And every fucking body did it, so I'm like, why the fuck I'm getting in trouble? You know, like, that shit had really pissed me off. So I ended up going to court, and finding out that it's a whole fucking conspiracy case with 23 other people that I don't even fuck with. I was scared as fucking court, didn't know what the fuck was going to happen, but I ended up getting a little bun, so I was able to go home. Story time about how I went to prison pregnant for getting a PPP loan. So I think y'all kind of got it confused. When I said that I bunned it out, I was saying that I got an OR bun. If you don't know what an OR bun is, it is something that they give you when you don't have a criminal history. When I went to court, they told me that I was being charged with wire fraud and conspiracy to commit wire fraud. They ended up dropping the wire fraud and charging me with only the conspiracy. Whole time, I'm not knowing that the conspiracy was worse than the wire fraud charge. So let me break down this conspiracy theory. Okay, so let's get into this conspiracy theory. They basically were saying that I helped gang members fund their illegal activities, which is not true. So if you know me, you know that I'm a popular hairstylist where I'm from, and like everybody know me. So it's basically like I'm walking promotion. I ended up, referring somebody to get their loan done by the same person who did my loan. They had the messages of me telling him to send me his information so that I can send to her, and that is where the conspiracy came from. Plot twist. Even though the loans were forgiven, I honestly don't think that they really gave a fuck about the loan. They just wanted to get the gang members, and I ended up being tossed in the middle. 24 of us that was indicted on this case. They basically put us all on the same conspiracy case. Y'all, I'm looking at this shit like, I don't talk to him, I don't talk to her, I don't talk to them. Like, the shit was just thrown the fuck together. Like, it was just so stupid because I didn't even talk to none of these people or conspire with none of these people. The only thing I did was just refer somebody to get a fucking loan. And I still got tossed in the middle of it. Like, I was working with all these people to conspire to get loans. Like, that's not what happened at all.
Yo, I've been hearing a lot about the PPP scammers. They getting taken down, taken to court, all of that. Yo, it was so easy, so fast, so loose. I ain't do it, but it was so easy, so fast, so loose that I kind of have a theory, right? Imagine it was just like, because they had to have known some people was going to take advantage of it. Without any type of real looking into it, they were sending people all that money. Yeah, they already knew what it was. I feel like it was a experiment. An experiment to see what people would actually spend the money on. And people didn't spend the money to better their lives. They spent their money on things. Mansions and cars and watches. Like, are you serious? Like, they just want to see, yo, how bad would you crash out? And now you're going to jail. Dumb.
So in 2020, everybody was doing the PPP. My cousin did it, my brother did it, then my best friend did it. I said, shit, sign me up. Now, I wish I never fucking did the shit. So, bruh, 4 years after the money already spent, I get a knock at the door the other day. Boom, 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 Dallas Police Department, open the door, we know you're inside. Shit, I opened the door because I ain't do shit. What the hell y'all banging at my door like that for? Put your hands behind your back, you're under arrest. I'm like, damn, what the hell I do? Can I put my dog up? They're not giving me no information, not letting me put my dog up. Get to the van, take me downtown. I'm in booking, asking, what am I being arrested for? They're not giving me no information. I find out when I get in front of the judge, I got 4 charges. Bank fraud, wire fraud, making false statements, and tax evasion. So the judge never mentioned PPP. So it's not registering to me what am I actually here for. So he set my bond at $20,000. I go back to my cell. I'm talking to my cellmate and I'm telling him about the charges. He like, bro, that's for PPP. I'm like, how you know? Tell me why this man tell me that it's been at least 50 people that came through within the last week with the same charges. So the jail is overpopulated. The court's backed up for months. My next court date isn't until July. After I make bail, they tell me I gotta go on an ankle monitoring bracelet. And this bitch hurts. Bro, I can't leave the house, I can't smoke, I can't drink, I can't do shit. And mind y'all, they can listen to anything I'm doing at any given time and freaking talk to me through this bitch like it's a walkie-talkie. Bro, I talked to my public defender earlier, and this man tell me I'm facing 22 years in prison, but if I find a way to get them the $22,000 back, that he can give me less than 10 years. I don't even have money for a paid lawyer. So yeah, I got a $10,000 watch for sale if anybody want to buy it.
Okay, y'all. So yeah, y'all read the caption right. It's my testimony about the PPP loan, y'all. I'm gonna try to make it short and sweet because I only got 10 minutes. It would have been long, but I've been waiting to do this testimony, and the Lord gave me the go. So we here, y'all. Okay. So of course, PPP loan happened 2021. Boom. Yep. Feel convicted. Still did it. I guess I didn't feel bad enough. Note that I wasn't in Christ yet, so I guess conviction wasn't enough. Clearly, I still did it. But clearly it was also for purpose. Besides the point. Fast forward. I'm in Christ. Came to Christ 2022. Yeah, 2022 came to Christ. New creature. Right? Living a whole different life now. Not like I was just out there just doing fraud. Like, that, you know, that's not my character. That's not me. I was just doing some, lying to myself, knowing it went right, just out there, doing stuff, knowing it went right. But back to the story. So fast forward, sometime around fall 2024. I'm 2 years in Christ. On fire for God. You know, deeper in my walk, right? I'm in a room. I'm writing spiritual welfare scriptures down, right? I'm worshiping. I'm in the zone, bruh. Then it's a knock at the door. It's a detective. Now, what's she at my house for? But she came because someone put some phones in my mom's name. And my mom trying to figure out why she get a bill from a phone company that she don't have. So, of course, she had to write a report. And I'm assuming they thinking, since I don't do the PPP, your girl into the fraud stuff. But I'm not. I'm just a good girl doing bad things. But everybody make mistakes. But it's alright because I'm a new creature. Yeah, thanks to my Lord. Yeah, focus. Right, so she came there to ask about my mom's phones or whatever. But, of course, when she heard my name, they took that as an opportunity to start questioning me. When I tell you I was caught off guard, I'm in there writing spiritual welfare scriptures down. I ain't know the welfare was going to be knocking at my door in a few seconds, bro. Like, soon as she asked about it, bro, my whole facial expression switched up because she pissed me off. Because don't do this. I'm growing in Christ. You know, I'm getting close to the Lord, and you want to come knock on my door about a PPP loan that happened in 2021? Like, come on now. I'm forgiven. Like, don't do this to me. You feel me? Woo! Okay. So, yeah, my face expression got scrunched up, and then she asking me questions of that. I have no clue what she is talking about. I'm just gonna be real. I ain't know what this lady was talking about. And then I'm in my head like, oh my goodness, the Lord said thou shalt not lie. But I'm also in my head like, Lord, I gotta lie because I don't want to go to jail. But I'm like, I don't want to disobey my Lord. You feel me? So I was in my head. So I was kind of lying, which makes it a whole lie because you can't kind of lie and say it's half of a lie. It's just a whole lie regardless. So then she said something. I'm just like, nah, could we talk with my lawyer or whatever? Then she was just like, you know, ain't nothing you can say, right? I'm just like, girl, like, get out my face for real. Don't do this to me. Not right now. Like, y'all. So that happened in fall. Of course, it made my people a little worried. Me, a bit worried. But it's just like, you reap what you sow, bro. Like, I knew what I was doing was wrong, but yet I still did it. I kept lying to myself. Oh, they steal from people. Oh, it's forgiven. Oh, da-da-da-da. It's still wrong regardless, bro. Regardless. Yeah. But eventually, nothing else was said about it, so it was below. Just, you know, of course, prayed about it. Of course, talk with the Lord about it. Specifically repenting about the PPP loan, you know, because I didn't necessarily do that. Of course, I repented of all things, known and unknown, but specifically pointing that out to the Lord, I did, and I talked to him about it. I told him the truth. Did all that right there, right? That was fall, right? Tell me why January 2025, one morning, well, January 29th to be exact, early in the morning, I ain't woke yet. My children ain't woke yet. I ain't even got my children ready for school yet. These people knocking at my door. I ain't hear it. My mama got a Ring camera, so she talking with them. They told her that they were looking for me. She called my phone. She like, Kai, the police. Police at the door. They coming to get you. I'm just like, what you want me to do? Like, what you want me to do? You want me to run? Like, where I'm supposed to go? Jump out the window? I'm caught, bro. Like, I'm wrong. There's nothing I can say that can get me out of this right now. Like, they got a warrant out for my arrest. What can I do, bro? They was chill about it though. They didn't harass me. They weren't mean. They was really sweet. But yeah, they took me in that day. Crazy thing, everybody was nice. Everybody was so nice. And everybody was so confused as to why I was there. It's just like, what? Like, this can't be you, bro. Like, everybody was so confused, like, why I was there. Even I had to go be with the inmates, bro. I was in there eating. I was in there eating with them people, bro. And that was just so nice. That was so nice to me. I was basically in prayer the whole time I was in the room while I was in my bunk. I ain't even gonna cap. I was in prayer the whole time, but they was still walking by, checking on me, making sure I'm good. You feel me? Sweet people. I knew the Lord was with me because my faith was kind of shaking. Because I'm like, dang, I don't know what's going to happen. Man, I got 3 children, bro. They little. They need their mama. So I wasn't sure what was going to happen. But I knew the Lord had me. But it was scary. It wasn't scary. But it was like, dang, I'm in a situation, you know. And I don't see what's going to come out on the other side. But I just got to trust God, bro. Because I got to be with my kids. And, man, the Lord got this thing where 144 is the way he speaks to me. So I ain't seen my weight in a long time. So the nurse put me on the scale and my weight said 144. I'm like, dang, I'm good. My face started to build back up. Like, it stopped shaking as it was. It wasn't as shaking before, as it was before. And I'm just like, the Lord is with me. He here with me. He got me, right? Of course, I'm in there with the people praying, and they started talking about God. That also helped me. It made me feel better. Then when it was about time for me to get called out, I realized they had a Bible in there, so I opened it up, and I'm reading Psalms 35, contend with those who contend with me. Woo! Because the enemy was trying it. He was trying it, but greater is he within me than he that is in the world. But listen, I got out that same day. Fast forward. 2 days later, the Lord gave me a dream. This the dream, right? Tell me why I'm in a dream, right? I'm in an office and I'm going through my case. I'm going through paperwork, like going through my case. And like the more I go through it, it's like I'm getting closer to being free, to realizing what I'm going through. Why I'm going through this? What is the reason? Like I'm about to be free. You feel me? So I'm going through the case. And there was a dude in the room with me, right? And I look up and I look over at him and he starts smiling at me. And I said, it's you. Guess who it was, y'all? The spirit of poverty. The spirit of poverty. I jumped up out my sleep. And instantly the Lord gave me a memory that I had when I first seen Genesis Prophet Genesis Porter, and she was talking about the PPP loan months and months ago, and she said how those that did the PPP loan, the spirit of poverty will be after you, bruh. And the spirit of poverty may not look what you think it's gonna look like. Many things can come from the spirit of poverty. But I woke up, God gave me that memory, and I instantly went to start warring, bro. When I tell you I look like somebody great-great-grandma in there, I was not playing. I ain't let the spirit of poverty go, baby. Oh, I was rebuking everything in there, because y'all is not gonna do this to me. Y'all don't play with me. Don't play with me in the Lord. You feel me? Like, I was rebuking everything. I was casting down everything. Like, And I was so ecstatic and happy that the Lord chose to inform me on what is holding me back. I'm going through this because the spirit of poverty had dominion over my life, and I had to break him off of me. in order to be free of this PPP loan thing. Like, I had to break my... So yeah, because I did the PPP loan, it gave the spirit of poverty the right to infiltrate my life. And for everybody else that did PPP loans, it's given the right to the spirit of poverty to infiltrate your life. That does not mean exactly what the word says all the time. Some people are actually experiencing poverty the way that we identify the word. Some people is experiencing the spirit of poverty different. Like, it could be like, your house just always there. Like, life just ain't going the way you need to go, bruh. It don't have to be, I ain't got no money. Because some people got money and still mentally messed up, or everything else in their life is out of order. Like, the spirit of poverty can do many things, many things, not just the worldly definition. But listen, y'all, if y'all did the PPP loan, y'all gotta cast that spirit down out of y'all lives for real. Y'all got to. Because that is what's holding y'all back. I'm just gonna be real. That's what's holding you back. Some is not being able to make money because of it. Some are being able to make money, but other things in their life is wreaking, like the spirit of poverty is wreaking havoc over their life in different ways. But yeah, I ain't let that spirit go. I was in there like that. I like Jacob. When Jacob would fight that angel, he let him go till he blessed him, and I ain't let that spirit go till he let me go. Okay? Cause no. Sorry, y'all. Sorry. But of course, after that, it was a breakthrough. It was a breakthrough for me. I was so ecstatic that the Lord chooses to let me know what is happening in my life. Let me know why I'm in this place. To inform me, to give me the tools to get out of it, bruh. I was so happy, bruh. I was so happy to stomp on the devil's head. When I tell you, I was in there. I was somebody's great grandma, bruh. Yeah, sorry. But after that, of course, they was gonna give me a public defender. You know, public defenders have a lot of work. Sometimes they don't even really care. You feel me? And I was at odds about it. Like, dang, I may need a lawyer, but I ain't got the funds to pay for a lawyer. You feel me? I mean, it depended on the lawyer, because you know, you want a good lawyer, whatever, but you ain't really sure. And the public defender ain't gonna really defend you for real. It depends, and you don't know who you gonna get, right? So, of course, I prayed about it. I'm always gonna pray about it. I got to, because he gonna get me out of it every time. On my mama. On my mama. So, tell me why there was a lawyer who sent a mailer to my house, right? It was random. I was just like, dang. He seemed like he got a lot of experience. He seemed good, you feel me? Guess what I did? Prayed about it. Duh. I'm finna pray about it. I'm gonna pray about it every time. I don't care. I'm finna pray about it. So I prayed about it. And then after a day or two, maybe 3, of course, I end up calling to see about the public defender, see if I had the public defender. And they was just like, nah, you gotta go up there and sign up and get a public defender. I'm like, well, god dang. You know, they just want you to push to the edge, you feel me? So some said, text the lawyer. Holy Spirit said, text the lawyer. I text the lawyer. Of course, he was a sweet dude, bruh. He looked at it and everything else. He told me that, of course, his goal was to get the case thrown out, get the felony off my name, to go plead guilty. Don't plead guilty, but don't fight it. We not finna fight it. We finna own up that we was wrong and get the felony off your name, make it look like new. You feel me? I was with that. The heck, I ain't gotta go to jail. I ain't gotta have no felony on my record. That don't even match me. That's not even who I am. Like, come on now. I'm with that. You feel me? So, of course, I asked about the price. Asking all the right questions. And he told me, he was like, $2,500 up front, and then after 30 days you can send me the other $1,500, $4,000. He said it'll be flat. He didn't care if it went on for 25,000 years. I mean, I'm over exaggerating, but he said he don't care how long the case go. He wouldn't ask me for any more money. That's what it would be. That's it. And I was like, okay, I'll get back to you. You feel me? Of course, in my head about it, like, dang, I ain't got that right now. Feel me? But I did, you know, just sold my car, and of course taxes was also coming in, and of course I do have loved ones in support around me within my family, which is always a blessing. So guess what I did? Prayed about it. Duh. Prayed about it, and yeah, glory be to God. I was just asking some of my family members, you know, to help me. You feel me? Asked my mom, my dad, my sisters, my siblings. And of course, when I told my dad about $2,500, guess what? He paid the whole thing. I'm like, do you? You feel me? He paid the whole thing up front. So all the money that I had saved up and put up for it, I didn't even have to put it towards that part of the payment, right? Glory be to God. Thank you, Jesus. Like, what? So that was that. I sent him that. He got on it. He got right on it, man. Yeah. Of course, and pray about it again. Not worrying too much about it, but you know, it's still on my mind, still crossing my mind. So guess what? The Lord told me, I'm gonna bring you out clean, white as snow. He got me. And that's exactly what he did, y'all. Tell me why I go to court. Well, not even I go to court. My lawyer already said I'm gonna talk to the defender who represent the state or whatever, and tell me why they just want their money back, y'all. They ain't even want me. I know for other people that situation may be different, that they do want them, and I truly apologize, but the best thing I can tell you to do is call on Jesus. Call on Jesus. You got to. But yes, they gonna throw the case out. All I gotta do is pay it off within the next 2 years. And I'm good. It's gonna be like everything is new. They're gonna throw the whole case out. There's gonna be nothing on my record. It's gonna be like new before anything even happened. Glory be to God, because he is so good, bruh. Y'all gotta stop playing with that man. He gets down. He don't play, for real. If you truly love him, he gonna show you what love is. Oh, my mama. Bro, I don't know why I'm saying that, like I talk like that, for real. Like, I don't know. But, nah, for real, though. I'm so grateful. And many of my family members, well, at least in my household, I would say, of course, was scared, was a little bit worried. But when I was showing them the faith that I had and what the Lord told me, guess what? It rubbed off, and their faith started to show. They was like, you got it, you good. And we all just walking around like, I'm good. And guess what? I was good because the Lord had me on every side. Glory be to God, y'all, for real. Yeah. Y'all that did that PPP loan, get that spirit of pride up off you. But you got to be in Christ for that to happen.